What's up, YouTube? We back with another live stream. Today we're gonna be reacting to YouTube videos, and we're going to be playing Fortnite reacting to YouTube videos. So today we're gonna find some videos to react to. Then we're going to just play Fortnite. Uh, so so right now what we're gonna do is find some videos to react to. When I find it, I'll put it on. Let me find the video real fast. First, before we do anything, let's talk about the football, NFL. So this just got me mad because like literally, how did my team lose, bro? Man, the Broncos beat the Falcons, Buccaneers beat the Jets, Dolphins beat the Commanders beat the Dolphins. My 49ers, they lost to the Titans. I don't know how that happened. Cardinals beat the Raiders. Chargers beat the Texans. Patriots and Colts had a tie. The Steelers beat the Packers, and the Bengals beat the Lions. Wow. So who played today? The Browns and Bears, Panthers and Bills, Vikings and Giants, Rams and Chiefs, Jaguars and Saints, Eagles and Ravens, and Cowboys and Seahawks. Man, alright. First video I want to react to is the 49er game. Let me exit this out. Hold on, let me. Alright, so let me add this to the thing. Yep, that's it. So this is the 49ers versus the Tennessee Titans.
He is sneaky quick. And
so the 49ers ain't bad, but they always make it through the playoffs, but never make forward. They had one of the most winning Super Bowls in the whole NFL, but they need to do better, bro.
in terms of his escapability, I was talking to him on the way in. He said he's a little nervous.
Down throw to the 49ers first pick, Dejan Stribling. And a big battle going on for left guard for the 49ers up front. Here's Rourke on the roll and the tuck. And he will pick up a first down.
That was a good first down.
Including the all-world interior defender, Jeffrey Simmons, who wears number 98. Connor Colby right now, but this gets blown up on the other side of the field.
Yeah, look at
There's number 98. Going toe-to-toe with Connor Colby right now.
Interior
defender, Jeffrey Simmons.
I don't
Simmons wears number 98. Going toe-to-toe with
guy that tackled him, he got out of the pile. And that's the only
Connor Colby right now, but this gets blown up on the other side of the field. Patrick Taylor Jr. loses 4 yards.
Jeffrey Simmons in there, number 98.
Second down and long. Good pocket for Rourke. Steps into it, and it is caught Malik Turner out to midfield for the 49ers. It'll bring up third down and 5 with Willis and Watkins and Rourke with pressure.
I'm not going to watch. I don't know. So I'm not going to watch the holding. But yeah, let me find. But the score ended up being. Let's go home. Oh, let me change the score. The score ended up being like 19-11, bro. Yeah. Let me find a video we can watch. Let's see. So for I can't find the good videos. Let's react to the. You know what? Hold on. Um. I can't really find. Huh. I was trying to find. Whoa. Let's go and react to this video. We're gonna react to this video. Let me put it on. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. We're gonna do this, and yeah. So we won't be reacting to deserve horror movies based on real events. It's by this YouTuber Nature Kobo. I can't pronounce that, but let's get into it, bro.
Police arrest director because they watched his movie and genuinely believed a real murder, and they found out he hadn't killed anyone, but everything his actors screen had actually happened to real people, which raises a question nobody really wants to answer. When someone gets tortured to death in real life, and then 30 years later, a film crew recreates
this thing about movies, like, well, not even those monster movies, not those kind of movies. I'm talking about like based on true story movies. Like they always like what you call it, put like every detail into like exactly like basically like you was watching it. Yeah, but like the movies be like so like, bro, like sometimes I don't believe that it will be a true story. Like some movies, like especially how
for shot with
like how what am I
actors.
watching?
What exactly are we watching? And more importantly, should they have made it at all? Because over the next little bit, I'm going to show you films where the only difference between the movie and the actual crime is one of them got sold at a film festival. Some of these cases are so disturbing, the families of the victims of the original crimes protested the films. Others are so accurate that investigators use them as reference material. And one of them is still happening right now,
it's like,
which is somehow the worst part.
But
now,
how can this be a true story? Like it's because like imagine going through the true stories be like traumatizing, bro, for life. Like it might be traumatized. Like how do I say this, bro? Let me find my words.
Without saying, but this is a giant content warning flag for you right now. We're going to be discussing some extreme themes. Every single bad word you can think of, it's in this video. So if you're not cool with that, now's your time to leave. And if you're still here, well, you probably need therapy. And there's no better movie to make you...
I don't know if I want to put down my YouTube channel. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I want to put down my YouTube channel. I'm not going to lie. Because I don't want my thing to get demonetized. We're going to find another video. We gonna find another video. I do not feel like gonna do that. Bro, but that video we was watching, bro. Imagine have to hold on. Let me find. What am I looking at, bro? Yeah. So I found a new one, a new video we can react to. Shouldn't have that much cuss words in it, so we should be able. That's my. If you hear that, that's my bird chuckling. If you want to see them, you see my birds. I'm gonna make a YouTube about them, and actually, not too long, not in a little bit. I might make a YouTube video about them, like how to train them and stuff like that. But yeah. Yep, that's them. But yeah, let's go to the new video we're gonna be reacting to. Okay. All right. So this is this. So the video we react to horror movies you haven't seen that are actually terrifying about the same YouTuber. Haven't subscribed to him, but I might subscribe to him if I think he made good content.
Look, I've been watching horror movies for 20 years now, and I'm convinced most of us forgot what actual fear.
What do y'all think the scariest horror movie is? I'm gonna say for me, dang, what is it? The scariest for me, what is it? I don't know. I don't watch horror movies like that. Back when I was a kid, I thought I was little, I might thought the scariest thing is like, what's that movie called? If I was a kid version, y'all might disagree with me. Like when I was like 5 or 6 years old, when I was a kid, I thought it was one of the scariest movies. I thought that was scary as fuck when I first saw it. But now I'm older, it ain't that scary. But y'all might, I don't know. That when I was a kid, but right now I haven't watched any that much scary movies, so y'all might disagree. But yeah, just tell me what y'all think the scariest like movies, horror movie y'all ever seen.
feels like. We sit through movies that rely on loud noises and jump scares and then call them terrifying while our heart rates never even change. But what if I told you that there are some movies out there that will remind you of why you used to check under your bed as a kid? These aren't the movies
under my bed. It's 2 mattresses on top of each other. So
everyone's gonna talk about, but they're the ones that make me question walking alone at night. As a guy who's seen thousands of horror movies, these are the horror movies that are actually scary. So let's start with Green Room, because this movie is basically a masterclass.
I never heard the Green Room. I've never heard of it.
Making you physically uncomfortable for 90 minutes. And I mean that in the best way possible. Here's the thing about Green Room. Most horror movies try to scare you with ghosts or demons or whatever supernatural bullshit is trending this year. This movie just locks a punk band in a room with neo-Nazis and lets human nature do the rest. There is no special effects. No special effects are needed when you've got ideology and machetes. The setup sounds almost boring when you say it out loud. A broke punk band called The Ain't Rights, really clever there, takes a gig at this sketchy club in rural Oregon.
Wait, are they fighting each other or are they fighting like something else? I can't tell.
Some murder, get trapped in the green room. Oh my god, he said it! He said the name! And now the skinheads want them dead. That's it. That's the whole movie. But somehow this simple premise becomes more terrifying than any haunted house or possessed doll you've ever seen. What makes this so scary is how real everything feels. These aren't action heroes or final girls who know exactly what to do. They're just kids who thought they were tough because they play loud music and have strong opinions about fascists. But when actual violence shows up, they fall apart immediately. One guy tries to escape through a window and gets hacked to death with a machete before he even...
Bro, so basically they trapped there and they can't escape. Basically, if they escape, they get basically, I can't say the word, but they get like eliminated basically. Boy. So dang, that's insane, bro. Yeah, I might watch this movie.
Hits the ground.
I might watch this movie. This movie seems interesting. I might watch this.
There's no dramatic last words, no heroic sacrifice, just brutal reality. And the neo-Nazis aren't cartoon villains either. Patrick Stewart plays their leader, Darcy, and he's terrifyingly calm about the whole situation. He's not screaming about racial purity or frothing at the mouth. He's just a businessman running a drug operation who needs to eliminate some witnesses. The horror comes from how...
that make a lot of sense, bro. That made a lot of sense now. Oh, it's because they saw him selling drugs. Oh, well, I mean, how would he know that they told, gonna tell anyways? That makes sense.
Practical and organized their evil is. They're planning to stage the whole thing as an accident, complete with fake evidence and alibis. The movie literally traps you in that room with them. The walls feel like they're closing in. The fluorescent lights keep getting knocked out, and every sound from outside could mean death is coming through the door. By the end, you're as paranoid and desperate as the characters. Your fight or flight response kicks in just from watching other people be terrified. Wait, I'd like to... Today's video is sponsored.
Let me pause. I gotta skip this. Yeah, we can't watch that.
Strangers. Creep is the reason I don't answer Craigslist ads anymore, and honestly, that's probably a good life choice regardless of whether you've seen this movie or not. The whole thing starts...
It's called Creep. Never heard of this movie either. I don't know. I might watch these movies because I never heard them.
So simple, it's almost stupid. A videographer named Aaron answers an ad from some guy named Joseph who claims he's dying of brain cancer. Joseph wants to make a video for his unborn kid. Sweet, right? It's heartwarming. This is the type of job that makes you feel good about health.
You got cancer. If you die, your unborn kid, like showing the videos when you get older, that's actually smart to do. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually very smart.
Helping people. Except there was one little detail Joseph forgot to mention. He's batshit insane. Here's the genius part though. You don't know that at first, and neither does Aaron. Joseph seems weird, sure. He's a little too friendly and gets a bit too personal, tells stories that don't quite add up, but he's supposedly dying, so you give him the benefit of the doubt. Aaron does what any decent person would do. He stays polite. He tries to be understanding. He doesn't want to hurt a dying man's feelings. And that's exactly what Joseph is counting on. Mark Duplass plays Joseph, and he's absolutely perfect at being the worst person alive, and I mean that in the best way possible. He weaponizes awkwardness in ways that should probably be illegal. He jumps out like wolf mask, supposedly as a joke, and then he tells increasingly disturbing stories about his father. He gets way too close when he talks. Every single social boundary gets tested, and
Wait,
then
so is he mad? Is he doing this because his father left him? Oh, I don't see how this is gonna be a horror movie
Frost.
though.
The wolf mask thing is brilliant because it starts innocent. He calls it Peach Fuzz. Peach Fuzz! Says it's for his kid, but as the movie goes on, the mask becomes a symbol of the predator he's been hiding. When he finally puts it on for real, it's not cute anymore. What makes this so effective is how realistic it feels. We've all met people who make us uncomfortable, but we can't quite explain why. They're too eager to share personal stuff. They stand too close. They laugh at their own jokes way too hard. Usually we just avoid them and move on. But what if you couldn't leave? What if you were stuck making a video with them in the middle of nowhere? Aaron keeps trying to give Joseph the benefit of the doubt because that's what good people do. Even when Joseph confesses to horrible things, even when red flags are flying everywhere, Aaron wants to believe there's still something decent in there worth saving. That kindness is what gets him killed.
I don't see how this is a horror movie.
The ending is brutal because it's so preventable. Joseph tricks Aaron into meeting him at a park, supposedly to make amends. Aaron sits on a bench, filming, being the professional videographer until the very end. Joseph walks up behind him with an axe, and that's it. Movie over. The real horror comes after, when Joseph reviews the footage and explains why Aaron never turned around.
I realized why you didn't turn around. It's because you're the greatest person that's ever lived, Aaron. No matter what I did to you, you believed I was good. And I would do you no harm. And that is why I will always love you. And why you'll always be my favorite.
So yeah, Creep proves people can be monsters.
Wait,
but if you didn't...
Wait, he killed him because... Wait, he was his friend, but he... Yeah, I don't think that video.
No, Australia has actual monsters deep underground. The Tunnel is hands down the best found footage movie you've never heard of. And that's a crime against horror because this movie is so good. This Australian film does everything the Blair Witch Project did well and levels it up. And I love the Blair Witch Project. This movie is just so good. And the problem is that it's criminally underrated to the point where I get personally offended when people haven't seen it. A news crew decides to investigate these abandoned railways. The government won't explain why a major water project got canceled. Classic setup. Journalists poking around where they shouldn't be. Bureaucrats being sketchy about the whole thing, except this time, there's actually something down there that justifies the cover-up. The documentary format works perfectly because it starts with interviews of two survivors. Right from the beginning, you know half the crew is dead. The tension comes from watching them walk into their doom while cracking jokes and complaining about the smell. Once they're underground, the movie becomes a masterpiece of less is more horror, which is my favorite type. The tunnels are this massive maze of darkness, and their camera lights are the only thing keeping the shadows at bay. Light becomes literally a limited resource. Batteries die, equipment fails, and somewhere in that darkness, something is hunting them. The creature design is...
So, this is like that movie, bro, there's a movie like, what is it called? Well, it's not like it, it's like similar. It's like, not as, I can't remember the name of it, bro.
Genuinely terrifying when you finally see it. Think of every nightmare you had about monsters in your basement as a kid, then make it real and put it in a tunnel system that goes on for miles. It's tall, emaciated, moves wrong, and has these glowing eyes that show up in the darkness like headlights. But the movie's real strength is in what you don't see. Strange sounds get picked up on the audio equipment. An old air raid siren goes off in an abandoned room. The sound guy, Tangles, gets pulled through a hole in the wall by something strong enough to snap his audio cable. All you hear is the cable whipping through the opening and then silence.
Bro. Shields now. Bro, it's like, bro. It's like, bro. Bro. This is insane, bro. It's insane.